They got glass everywhere. And the chance that I got it all, pretty low. So somebody's going to step on it, and Vonnie probably ate some. So we're just going to have to roll with it. I was gone for like 10 seconds to go to the bathroom before this call, and they jump up. There's not even anything in this meal prep container, and they smash it on the ground. So dumb dogs. But at least Georgia wasn't down here to like step in it or something when I was in the bathroom. So it could always be worse. It's great to see you guys. Hi, Kim. Hi, Julie, Tara, Sarah. There's Mom and Julie, both Julies, Nicole, Megan, Terry, Kristen, Amanda, welcome. I think this is Amanda's first call, and Kim, you haven't been on many. This is one of your first ones. So welcome, guys. Kristen, and let's see, Natika, Leah, Nancy, welcome, welcome, welcome. And then Brittany. So we're going to get right to it. There's Rocky, my dumb head, my big dog. I hope you didn't eat glass, buddy. I really hope. I hope you guys didn't eat glass when I was in the bathroom. Happy Sunday. We've got a great week coming up. I'm excited to go over our call topic of the week. There's just a quick announcement is we are starting another free game sign up. So again, this is kind of like something you can share with your friends, or if you have people that you know who would benefit from doing something and they just need to get started. We're doing a nutrition boot camp in February. And so obviously you guys can participate. It's something for free in our Facebook group. You guys will see it in there, but if you have friends that you feel like would benefit, invite them. It's going to be a fun game. And obviously Fitme clients are always welcome to participate, but it'll be like each day. I'll explain it to you guys first. You guys get the behind the scenes before anybody else even finds out what it is, but it's 10 days. You need to do 25 push-ups spread out in your 10 days, or spread out not in 10 days, in your one day. You can spread it out throughout the day. You need to do 25 squats in a 1-minute plank. So sometime in your day, you can accumulate that. You don't have to do it all at one time. You have to make your bed, and you have to watch the nutrition education video that I put out each day. And there's an action step. So it might be a boundaries and clean out day or pantry clean out, and there'll be an action step. And if you complete the action step, then you can check that box. And then the very last thing of the night is that you can't go to bed with dishes in your sink. So your dishes have to be done. So it's boot camp style because your bed's made, your room's clean essentially, and a little bit of physical activity, but it'll be one education topic per day with an action step. So it'll be like a really fun game. It's 10 days. You have 14 days to complete all 10 days. And then we're going to do a drawing for anybody who completes 10 days for prizes. We'll do 3 prizes. So we have some Brooks shoes that we're giving away as a prize. We're doing a Fitme apron and then an air fryer. So we're giving 3 separate prizes away. So anyways, you guys are absolutely invited and would love to have you participate. Again, it's just a fun little game to play, but this is also a great free opportunity for people who are like, I need to make changes, don't know where to start. That'd be a great place to start. So tell them about it. The signups will go up probably Tuesday will be like all the signups will start. So I think that's it for announcements. We're going to get right into our topic for tonight, which is one of my favorite topics. When we very first started Fitme, really the very, very beginning, the first thing that we had was an 8-week habit program. So we had one-on-one coaching first, but then when we started the first version of what we are now, it was an 8-week habit program. And each week had a topic or a big takeaway, a milestone, something you were supposed to do, and we focused on. And these were core. These were like the things that I felt like of all of the habits, these are the ones you need in your tool belt. And so we're actually going to talk about one of those tonight. And you won't think of it as a habit, but it is. I think it's a habit and it's a skill set. And we're going to talk about accountability buddies, because when we originally did, again, the very first version of Fitme, we actually made a whole week about this. And you had to pick an accountability buddy. And we have people who are still in Fitme right now, Marlena, who were in that very first version, who have those same accountability buddies, who developed that support system and friendship back then, and that still plays in and out of their life. So I want to talk about that because it's one of these tools that you need in your toolbox, but everybody says things like accountability buddy, but I don't think they actually understand how to use it, right? So if I give you a hammer, you're like, oh, this is a hammer. I know what it is. Everybody can talk about a hammer, but if I don't show you how to use a hammer, I mean, you can just throw it at something, but that's not how you use a hammer. Let's think about accountability buddies like that. You might be familiar with the word. You might have an idea of what it is, but if you don't know how to use it, it's like throwing a hammer at the wall. Like, might do something, but not really what you need it to do. And so accountability buddies is a tool that I want you guys to have throughout your life, not just throughout your Fitme time, but throughout your life, because asking for an accountability buddy can be one of the most like self-advocating things you can do to help yourself be successful and at the same time help somebody else. But there is a way to do it. So let's talk about that. Number one, you need to be crystal clear on what you are asking for. What are you asking for help with? So just like our goals conversations, like, will you help me be healthier? That's not going to be something somebody can do for you. One, because it's so vague, right? It doesn't even, how can they help you be healthier? We need to ask for a specific thing when we're looking for an accountability buddy. So maybe it's like, hey, I am going to be waking up every morning this month at 5 a.m. to get a walk in, and I really need an accountability buddy. And I know you can't walk with me, but is it all right if I send you a picture each day of me completing this? And I know that you know that I did it. And you can tell me, you can help hold me accountable because I'm committed to this thing for the next month. So just like goal setting, accountability buddies have some similarities. One, we've got to be specific. The best accountability buddy relationship also is time bound. Somebody might love you, but I don't think they want to be your accountability buddy for the rest of your life. They might want to be your friend. They might be like a support person. But if you truly need to be held accountable for something, then make it time bound. Say, I need help with this for the next 4 weeks. I need help with this for the summer. I need help with this on Friday nights. Like, and be very specific about what you're saying. I'm working towards this, and I need some accountability, and I would love for you to be my accountability buddy. Will you do this? So not only do we need to be specific about what we're asking for and give it some sort of a time, constraint, we need to actually ask if someone's willing to do it. And then we can tell them, please say no if this isn't something you can do. Sometimes people suck at saying no. I mean, who sucks at saying no? Raise your hand. Probably most everybody. Okay. So we all suck at saying no. So you might need to give your person permission to opt out by saying, hey, if this isn't something you can do, it's totally okay. I will not be offended, but I'm really, truly like asking for help with this. And that way, if they can't do it, you're kind of giving them permission to opt out. Now, does an accountability buddy also need to have accountability from you? Maybe, but not necessarily. Because maybe you're just asking for their support and they don't have anything right now that's specific. They don't have anything that they need your help with. And that's fine. It does not have to be reciprocal. Reciprocal is fun though. So if you have someone who is working on a similar goal to you and you guys make a plan together, hey, we're going to make sure that we're meal prepped every Sunday in some way, and we're going to hold each other accountable. Let's be accountability buddies for the next 8 weeks. And we're going to check boxes together and make sure we each did it. And I'll text you and you text me, and we're going to make sure we do it. That's a really great way to use an accountability buddy too, because you're both doing the same thing. You both, again, agreed on a time constraint. You've decided when you're going to connect. Hey, we're going to text each other on Sundays. We're going to text. It's not vague, right? Like, how are we going to get up with each other? No, we're going to text each other. I'm going to send you a picture of my meals on Sunday so that you know that I did it. And then you send yours back so I know you did it. That's how you do an accountability buddy. And what's great about it is this can be the reason you show up when you don't want to. That's why I see this as a tool, because sometimes we can utilize tools to make things easier and make things more fun. and be more effective at the end of the day. You might even do something better. Like you might have been like half-ass meal prep, but because you know you're going to send a picture to your homie, you actually did a better job. You went ahead and cooked one extra thing. You went ahead and like got some more veggies out than you would have got because you were going to send it to your friend. So it even helps you show up better when you're utilizing accountability buddy. And so just to review a couple of things about accountability buddies. One, remember, you need to be asking for a very specific thing. You need to be specific about how you want to communicate with your accountability buddy. Are we texting? Are we Marco Poloing? Are we FaceTiming? What are we doing to hold each other accountable? Is it reciprocal? So are they also asking for something in return? Can you show up for them in the way that they're asking? Are you guys doing it together? So be kind of specific about that. And then I highly recommend making it time bound. One, you're more likely to continue to complete it, and then you guys can set a new goal together. But either way, then it just doesn't like fade away, right? Like you don't want to just fade into, hold on a second. That was one of our Fitme friends. I think she butt dialed me actually. So you don't want the accountability relationship to kind of fade away either, because that gets awkward. It's like if I was like, Sarah, will you be my accountability buddy for this, for sending thank you cards, and I need to send like 10 out over the next month, but then I just like disappear. Like that's awkward, So we want to like make it so that whatever the relationship is, that it does have some sort of time bound thing where Sarah knows, like, I'm asking her for help over the next month. I'm not asking for eternity. Like in 4 months, Sarah won't be like, hey, did you send some cards? Because that would be weird, right? Like, so that's what I mean, like about putting time bound on it. The last and final thing I'll say about an accountability buddy, and then I want to go over the target with you, is that oftentimes it's not the best to ask your partner or your spouse or your significant other to be your accountability buddy. I'm not saying never. I'm just saying often it's not that helpful. And here's why. And again, there are exceptions, but if you don't want accountability, if you don't want your partner, your significant other, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your whatever, to be like, hey, did you work out today? If that's going to piss you off, don't ask them to be your accountability buddy. It's a terrible accountability buddy. If you're like, hey, hold me accountable, I really don't want to drink soda anymore, and you are like out to dinner and you're getting a soda, and your husband's like, hey, I thought you weren't going to get soda. And you're like, shut up, and now you're mad. Not a good accountability buddy. Like, didn't work for you, didn't work for them, didn't work for the relationship. So I'm not saying that you don't have that in, if you do have a relationship with your significant other, that they can be that for you and you don't get, all ruffled feathers, then totally utilize it. But oftentimes it's better to have a neutral party, somebody who you're not going to feel like they're getting on you about it, So those are my guidelines for accountability buddies. And what I want you guys to do this week is to have a conversation with your coach first. Talk to your coach first about, is there something that you're working on right now where an accountability buddy would be helpful? And have that conversation first with your coach and think it through. Are you trying to build momentum with your workouts? Are you trying to build momentum with walking? Are you trying to get more consistent with meal prep? Are you trying to eat more vegetables? Are you trying to have better boundaries around certain treats? What is it that you're really focused on right now that you want to move the needle? Because again, we're prioritizing, we're picking something that's important. I don't want an accountability buddy around picking up dog poop. I don't want to do it. It's not a priority to me right now. So I don't want you to hold me accountable for that. Like, I'm not going to ask you for that because I don't want to do it. So I need you to pick something you want to do and you want to be held accountable for because it'll matter for your goals. And talk to your coach about what that is. Now, once you have that conversation, you say, okay, I would benefit from an accountability buddy. The next part is who. If you have someone in mind, awesome. Ask that person and set it up. But if you don't, one of the really cool things about Fitme is that we're not just doing this alone. We're doing this together. And your team of coaches actually collaborates every single week on every person in Fitme. We talk about each and every one of you and how to support you best and what your struggles are, what your successes are. And so if you're like, I don't have anybody, I do not have anybody who I know could hold me accountable for this, then guess what? Your coach can help you, because your coach can help look inside of the Fitme, our Fitme family, basically. Hey, get out of here. Go, dum-dums. Go. And find you an accountability buddy. And it might not be somebody you've ever met before, but we'll kind of pair you based off of common sense, based off of knowing that these would be a good match for each other, and they could use each other's help. And so with that, I just kind of want to open this conversation up. That's your target. Talk to your coach about, do you need an accountability buddy for something right now? Be very specific about what it is. Do some of that work with your coach. What are you asking for? What's the timeline? What kind of communication works best for you around this? And then who should it be? If you don't have someone, then your coach can help figure it out. Who maybe we can pair you off with someone. So now let's chat about this. Is this something that has been helpful for you in the past? Like, have you utilized an accountability buddy in a different season? I would love to hear some examples. Or do you have questions around the topic or around the target? Anybody?
I think an accountability partner is helpful just for it, especially like with steps and stuff, because my accountability buddy will sit there and go, oh, I got my 10K already, blah, blah. And I'm sitting on the couch and I go, oh, I don't. So kind of gets me moving to say, hey, this is what you plan for yourself. Get it done.
I like that. Do you have somebody you're working on that with right now?
Yeah.
Perfect. Who else has thoughts on this?
I just want to say my accountability buddy is awesome. She gets me to move by texting me randomly, what's your movement today, Nicole? And I get up and get going, or I get to the schedule. So I appreciate her.
I love that. And I think that that's a cool other thing I didn't even suggest, is sometimes accountability buddies can just surprise you with prompts, if that's helpful. Especially once you've built that relationship.
I was just going to ask if anybody.
Go ahead, Megan.
Go,
Megan
Meg.
first, then Molly.
I was just going to ask if anybody had any like actual experiences when it's a reciprocal relationship versus non, because I haven't had like a back and forth yet. So just wondering kind of the pros and cons of both.
I think, I have an accountability buddy, but yet, Christy, you said something like making it time bound, and we didn't incorporate that part. It was like we both knew that we needed something, so it was reciprocal, Meg. But once we got the hang of what we were doing and got some momentum, we just kind of stopped checking in with each other. So I don't think it's awkward, but at the same time, I think it could have been more successful,
I figure it's like a bonus step. Like if you guys meet each other's needs and then the season is done, it might be obvious that it's over. But I always feel like putting a timeline on something almost naturally creates momentum, because you have a date to regroup. So even if you guys fell off, you have a date set to regroup, and then you either recommit or you build, which is why I like the time bound thing, because then you can be like, all right, well, what's next? What should we do next? Or you could be like, I don't have capacity to mess with this next season, But Megan, I've had an accountability buddy that was not reciprocal. And it was somebody who was helping me with pull-ups, just holding me accountable to doing the reps that I needed to do. They weren't doing them also, but I just asked for that accountability. Any other thoughts or questions on this or examples? I think an in-person accountability buddy is very powerful. And if you have that option, by all means, utilize it. But I know that that's not always a luxury that we have. And so you can have an accountability buddy in your pocket, who can, plug in with you and be there for you. I mean, one of the beautiful things about having this online resources is that we can do this kind of stuff, and we're not just bound to who can like meet us outside for a walk today. You got a bunch of buddies in your pocket. What doesn't work, and I think it would work for like a day, but not much beyond that, is to ask a group. So you could ask a group, hey guys, in your Marco Polo group, hey guys, like just need an accountability for today. Like I'm going to be going to X, Y, and Z. And I just want to tell you guys out loud, this is my game plan. And when I get back, that works, because it's just like one day. So everybody's going to remember. But if you're like, hey, everybody, like hold me accountable because I'm committed to walking the month of February. Nope, nobody's going to do it. It's just like when they say like on like CPR and stuff, 911. If I'm like, somebody get some help, nobody's getting any help. You got to be like, you call 911, because then somebody's actually going to do it. Otherwise, nobody's going to do it. And it's not their fault. It's just that it's not going to be on their radar. So that's just a rookie move to ask a group. It doesn't mean you did anything wrong. It just means you're not likely going to get the support you need. And so be specific about who you're asking. Again, it might work for a day. It won't work for longer than that. Any other thoughts or questions, guys? I made myself laugh a little bit because I was like, you, Leah, will you be my accountability buddy? Point my finger at you like they teach in CPR class, where you're literally supposed to point at somebody and say their name. Cool. So your targets, don't forget, your target is to talk to your coach first. Is there something right now that you're focused on that you want to prioritize that would be helpful for you to have an accountability buddy? Second, get clear on what you're asking for, what it's going to look like, how you think it might work best to communicate, and the timeline. And then think of who it could be. If you don't have anybody in mind, we will help you find one. I've been chatting with a lot of people this week and introducing them to Fitme and what we're about. And one of the things that I tell them is unique about us here in Fitme and what we do is I want us to be able to do some version of every single thing that we practice when we're like 80, 90 years old. That is the ruler in which I measure long-term, lifetime sustainable change. And accountability buddy is one of those tools. You could be 85, 90 years old, an old lady, and be like, hey, will you hold me accountable? I'm trying to have half desserts tonight, not whole desserts at every meal. And you'll remember this and be like, will you hold me accountable to this? And you can use this tool forever. So practice it and see how it works for you. Cool. All right, guys, let's take a quick picture. So turn your cameras on. Natika said, please don't take it personally if you get a no in response. Yeah, that's true. That's a good reminder. If somebody has the ability to say no, then they're doing the right thing by telling you that they can't do it right now. All right, screens on if you can. All right, 1, 2, 3. All right, squad. Have a fantastic week. If you need anything, just reach out. Talk to y'all later. Bye.